So, how much does a one-bedroom apartment actually cost to buy in New York City? Well, we'll go through a number of examples in today's video. I'm Nick at Hauseit. We are the largest for sale by owner and buyer agent commission rebate company based here in New York City, established in 2014. So let's get started. So, how much does a one-bedroom apartment cost to buy in New York City? Well, based on our research, believe it or not, there are a number of different price points for a basic one-bedroom apartment. In fact, you can buy a one-bedroom apartment in New York City for as little as $200,000 and for as much as $5 million. And yes, that is $5 million for a one-bedroom apartment. So let's go over a few examples of what you can buy here in New York City if you're looking for a one-bedroom apartment. First up is a one-bedroom condo in the Flatiron district of Lower Manhattan. Now, this is a new construction condominium, and in addition, this is a higher floor unit with pretty much unobstructed skyline views of the city. Now, being a new construction full-service building, you can expect to have all of the amenities you would look for in a building of this caliber, such as a full-time doorman, a laundry room, as well as an outdoor space, a concierge, as well as a live-in super. There is also bike storage and a fitness center. Now, this one-bedroom apartment, asking $1.2 million, is approximately $1,700 a square foot. Now let's hop over to the Upper West Side. This particular listing is an oversized one-bedroom co-op, so not a condominium. We'll talk more about that in another video, but this unit is asking approximately $950,000. Now, this building is a boutique pre-war cooperative building, and it is not full service. So don't expect your full-time doorman or cold storage or concierge or fitness center as you would with that previous listing in Flatiron. But this is a great apartment, particularly because it's a co-op, so it's less expensive, it's quite spacious. It's actually converted to a quasi two-bedroom. There's a second sleeping area and a windowed office. So it's a very stately one-bedroom apartment. Now, with co-ops, we don't usually quote price per square foot because co-ops do not have official square footage figures. However, this particular property, if we were to do the ballpark math, is probably closer to $1,000 a square foot, which is significantly cheaper than the $1,700 a square foot figure for that premium new construction condo in Flatiron. Up next is one of my favorite apartments. Now, this is a classic starter apartment, pre-war loft apartment in Park Slope, Brooklyn. So think of tree-lined streets, brownstones as far as the eye can see, and in the apartment itself, you have original white plank hardwood flooring, tall ceilings, as well as other nice pre-war details. Incredibly low maintenance, and this property is priced around $600,000. So if you think about it, this property is less than half the price of that condo in Flatiron, but many people would actually prefer this apartment. It's in a quieter part of town, it's beautiful, it's historic and pre-war, and it has a timeless charm that no new construction can ever match, and it can be yours for just $600,000. Even better, the maintenance, what you would pay on the property after you've paid off your mortgage, for example, is just $370 a month. So if you bought this property all cash, you'd obviously not have a mortgage payment, and you would literally only have to pay $370 per month for your housing expense here in New York City. Up next is a newer construction condo building in Chelsea. Now, this one-bedroom apartment is fairly standard and cookie cutter. It's in nice condition because it's a newer building. The property itself sold for $800,000 fairly recently. This is priced at $1,550 a square foot. So cheaper than the Flatiron condo that we looked at, but considerably more expensive than the Upper West Side oversized one bed. Up next is another neighborhood in Lower Manhattan, specifically the Financial District. The Financial District currently is much less expensive than pretty much every other neighborhood in Lower Manhattan, as evidenced by this fairly nice one-bedroom condo, which recently sold for approximately $1,000 a square foot. Now, that is way less than the $1,550 a square foot in Chelsea or the $1,700 a square foot in Flatiron. And heck, it's just about the same price as what you would pay for that co-op on the Upper West Side, which was considerably larger. This particular apartment is 635 square feet, and it's in a full-service building. Up next is a condo in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Now, Greenpoint is a very popular up-and-coming neighborhood in the western part of Brooklyn, and this particular property recently sold for approximately $980 a square foot. The recorded sale price, $590,000. You may recall that we just showed you a condo in the financial district of Manhattan that was priced at more or less the same price per square foot. So it goes to show you that it's not always the case that properties in Manhattan will be more expensive than properties in Brooklyn or other boroughs for that matter. So it really comes down to the particular neighborhood, not necessarily the borough, as well as the type of property, condo co-op, and all of the other factors we've started to talk about, such as the type of building pre-war, post-war, the amenity levels, the carrying costs, and the list goes on and on. Our final apartment for today's video is property in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, a very popular area and very pricey in today's market. Now this 761 square foot condominium recently sold for approximately $1,500 a square foot. The sale price, $1,150,000. This is a boutique new construction development, only a handful of years old, and it has a moderate number of apartments. The building is not full service, but it has a nice roof deck, and it's on a great street in the Lower East Side of Manhattan. So the price point, very similarly priced to what we saw in Chelsea, cheaper than in Flatiron, much more expensive as we'd expect than the financial district of Manhattan, as well as Greenpoint in Brooklyn. So we hope this gave you a flavor of what you can buy if you're looking for a one-bedroom apartment in New York City. We could show you hundreds and thousands of examples, but we hope these few will point you in the right direction, and we wish you the best of luck on your search. If you are looking to buy a place, let us know. We'd love to help you and help you save money on your purchase through a Hauseit buyer closing credit. Visit our website, hauseit.com, to learn more, and we hope to see you on the next one.